Hey, everybody. Good morning. Trevor here with another Fitness Friday. For those of you that are brand new and have never been a part of these Fitness Fridays, let me fill you in real quick. Here's how this works. Mostly we talk about fitness, workouts, some little things you can do to get a little healthier or build some strength or balance, things along those lines. We also sprinkle in a little bit of nutrition. So why those two things together? Very simply, nutrition and fitness combined will get you healthier than doing one or the other by themselves. So, a little bit about me. I'm Trevor Brown. I own Kearney CrossFit and have for the last 12 years. We're a CrossFit gym in the middle of Nebraska where we serve people of all ages and all demographics, all ability levels, from 7-year-old kiddos all the way up to men and women in their 70s and 80s. And we do everything from CrossFit to personal training to athletic training and everything in between. But we are also part of a larger nutrition platform called Life-Based Solutions, where I am the head of business development. So Life-Based Solutions is the platform that we use within our gym to coach nutrition, where we've been doing that for about the last 5 years through Life-Based, where we've helped over 700 clients here locally get healthier. But now we serve businesses all over the country, from supplement stores to gyms to clinicians in multiple spaces, helping them scale and run nutrition programs. So with that being said, it's a little bit about me and what we do on these Fridays. If you have questions or just anything that you want to talk about, you can always reach out to me at trevor@lifebasedsolutions.com, or you can check out our website at lifebasedsolutions.com. So this morning, we're actually going to talk about balance and maybe some agility type of stuff. So before you get all worried, like, oh, I'm not an athlete, the speed, the agility, talk a little bit different this morning. So let me preface this with, I was watching one of the coaches in my gym, Riley, awesome young lady, work with Gay, who is in her early 80s. And they were doing some really neat things together just to work on balance and coordination. I'm like, we have a lot of people that might be at that entry level to fitness in this group. There's looking on simple ways to get healthier and improve something like balance. So I thought I would give you a few quick tips and tricks and things that Riley was working on, and maybe build on that a little bit this morning. Just a very simple things that I want you to work on this week. And you know what? Regardless of fitness level, these are things that can challenge you as well. So let's start this. When we work on these things, and I'm going to stand up and show you some of this, I want you to try them barefoot. Now, here's why. I want you to be able to feel the ground with your toes. So when we work with people from a weightlifting standpoint that are squatting and moving weight, things to avoid are shoes like, let me show you. We've got, okay, shoes like this. This is a running shoe, right? It's a higher platform cushion running shoe. Great for running, not so great for things like squats. Here's why. When I'm standing in this shoe, it will kind of wobble back and forth a little bit because of all the cushioning. So when we're trying to squat heavy weight or deadlift, for example, we want to have as much contact to the ground as possible. We don't want a big arch support. We want that nice foot, ground, heel, bottom of the foot contact the ground as we can. Helps you grip the ground better and really feel you moving. So we'll work with things like this. This is a minimalist shoe. This is a nano, kind of a hybrid shoe here with really very, very, very little cushion and arch support, as you can see here, right? Two very different shoes. So when you're going to work on things like balance, here's what I encourage you to do. I encourage you to go barefoot, right? Or in socks. Just take the shoes off because it can help you feel the ground, right? Your toes act like fingers for grabbing onto something in this case. So here's a couple very simple things to work on. Okay, I'm going to tilt my screen forward, show you these things here. So instead of just walking in a straight line, I want you to walk like this. One foot right in front of the other. Okay, try not to turn your foot out the side. One right in front of the other. Walk in as straight of a line as possible, right? So you're thinking here. Okay, seems simple enough, right? But now we're going to try that with our eyes closed. So here's something really cool. I remember doing an experiment way back in high school in which our teacher put a projector on us on a wall. So for example, I was standing back up against the wall, and then one of my classmates would have to trace around me on the wall, which had a piece of paper on it, and kind of draw my body outline or my shadow. Well, then they had to stand with our eyes closed and do it. And it's crazy because you wiggle back and forth whether you mean to or not. The idea is our eyes are always looking on something off in the distance to help us focus and balance, right? Looking at the horizon, something along those lines. So when we close our eyes, much harder to balance or walk in a straight line or even stand still. So now when I do this, my eyes are going to be closed, okay? And even for me, it's much more difficult, right? So I really encourage you to try that. That's step number one. Walk in a straight line with your toes right on your heel and see how you do. Got that down. Walk with your eyes closed and see the difference. Okay, now we're going to upgrade a little bit, right? And for this, you could have something like a desk or a cabinet or something to hang on to next to you. But we're going to stand on one foot. And initially when we do this, we might just pick our leg up a little bit and stand, right? And what I want you to do is pay attention to how your foot kind of wobbles back and forth and helps you balance, right? So when I do this, okay, I might just pick my foot up a little bit. I'm going to stand for as long as I can like this, all right? Test it on both sides. Try your right foot and your left one and see how you do. Then I want you to try it with your leg higher, right? So I was a baseball player growing up and I pitched. So for me, bring my leg up was pretty normal, right? And holding here. But I want you to try this without hanging on to something and really pay attention to the way that your foot is grabbing the ground. Okay. Once you have that down and you can hold for 30 seconds to a minute, balancing on one foot, right? This far off the ground, go with your leg all the way up for 30 seconds to a minute. Make sure you can do that on both sides. Then I want you to try it with your eyes closed and see how long you can balance. Really pay attention to the way that your foot is grabbing the ground, okay? So some little things to work on. And for those that are used to this stuff, I'm going to give you one more little thing to try here. And this would be a single leg deadlift, right? Or you don't even have to use any weight. But what we're going to do is bend over, a slight bend of the knee. We're going to kick our opposite leg back, keeping our chest up, our back nice and flat, kind of reaching out towards the ground, standing up nice and slow and controlled. Okay. And throughout all of these movements, what you're working on is really feeling the way in which your foot is grabbing the ground. And if you've got shoes on, you won't feel that. So just something different this morning, a little something to work on. No matter what age you are, this stuff's great for athletes, right? You could even do it with a weight in one hand and not a weight in the other hand, kind of off center a little bit. Try it eyes closed, see how you go. But from the athlete to the person that's very new and beginning with exercise, just some very simple things to work on, as balance and coordination are two of our general physical skills. You guys have a great weekend. We'll see you next Friday with another Fitness Friday.